Hi, this is Dr. Darren Schmidt at the Nutritional Healing Center of Ann Arbor. And this video is about how to talk to me, how to talk to Dr. Schmidt. The first page is how we're going to converse on the phone or face-to-face. And then the second sheet is how we converse on YouTube. So one question I'll ask is, when is the last time you took a supplement, or maybe when's the last time you did a certain diet like low carb or Atkins diet or something like that? What I'm looking for is actually like a calendar day or month or year. I don't want an answer that's like, well, when my first child was born, or when I owned a Thunderbird, or after the tornado. I need it like an actual calendar day. Okay, so what happened just before symptom? So what I'm looking for here is something, you have a symptom, let's say it started in 2005. What happened just before that? Maybe a few days before or a year before. Did you have a car accident? Did you move into a new house? Maybe the house has mold in it. Did you get a new pet? Did you have some stress, like a family member died or you got married? So these are, the thing is, the concept is date coincident. So something happened, then you had a change in your health. So what happened just before a symptom that may have caused it? Okay, the next question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no problem whatsoever, 10 being the worst you can imagine, give me a number for your symptom. So if your fatigue is really bad, it'd be a 9 out of 10. Okay, and next, so I'm looking for a number. Okay, next one. Are you better, worse, or the same since something happened? Since you started the program, since you started taking the supplements, or since you did a 3-day detox, like, are you better, worse, or the same? Okay, next is, how much better or worse are you on a scale of 1 to 100%? I need a percent number. So is it 10% better, 90% better, 50% better? So these, sometimes they're kind of hard questions, and not everybody thinks with numbers or is very math oriented, but these are extremely helpful, and I write them down in the file, and we're looking for improvement. Okay, now on YouTube, I have quite a number of subscribers now, and I'm overwhelmed with all the questions, and for the last year or more, I've been answering every single question, but now it's impossible. So let me lay down some rules here. The question that begins with what about, I can't answer it. So what about water? What about my left hip pain? What about, there's no question there that I can answer. So I just ignore those kind of questions. So another comment I'll get is, give me exactly what I need. I can't, because I never talked to you. I don't know like what your history is. I don't know if you're active. I don't know how long you've been eating bagels for. If you want my specific help, you have to become a long distance patient with me. If you're local to Ann Arbor, then come in. But if being a long distance patient, the first thing is a half-hour phone call. I'll spend 15 to 25 minutes asking you questions, getting an idea like what your health is like, what your history is. Do you have a history of this problem in your family, like a genetic component? What foods make you bloated? Different foods indicate different organs. There's all kinds of questions, and I can't answer this unless I ask you a whole bunch of questions. That's just healthcare. And I just want to let you know that YouTube is not like a chat box on YouTube is not a good place for you to share all of your healthcare information with me, because everybody else sees it, and I'm not going to ask you questions about like what's going on with your health, because I'm not going to sit there and type. It takes too long. It's better to have a barrage of questions from me for 15 minutes over the phone. Okay, how long will? I don't know the answer to that. I'm not a psychic. How long do I have to be on these supplements for? How long before I feel better? How long will it take for my left hip pain to go away? I don't know, because I'm not a psychic. I do have experience with other people and history of them getting better. Maybe I can give you an idea, but chances are not. And then what if I'm wrong? It just proves that either you don't have the full answers, or it proves I'm not a psychic. Okay, most answers are in other videos. So at the beginning of making this YouTube channel, I was trying to make all the videos have all the information in one video, so you didn't have to go search around other videos. to get all the answers, but that's not how it's worked out. You need to watch a lot of my videos, and a lot of the answers are in the other videos. So I really got cool information beginning in March of 2016, very clinically applicable. That's where I got into lactic acidosis. I started talking more about ketosis. So if you go from March of 2016 forward, or start with today and go backwards to March of 2016, that's where you get all the great information. And I still have solutions prior to March of 2016, like sleep apnea and arthritis and migraines and genetic SNPs and that kind of stuff. So here's another comment I get: show me the research. I'm not doing that. So that's a different sort of environment. So that's researcher to researcher. And that's what researchers want, is they want that document that I just quoted. But I have to say that I'm not a researcher, I'm a clinician. So clinicians have a different mindset. They read research and then they get rid of it. They don't hold on to it like some sort of piece of gold to show every other researcher on the internet. What clinicians do is they read it, they put the most important information in their brain, and then they go on to the next piece of research. They don't document it, they don't categorize it, they don't file it away in some special unique file or whatever. We just and then we have all this compiled information in our head, and then we see our patients as days go on. We see our patients. So I'm not the guy to show you the research. Now PubMed is free. It's free for everybody. And it's got, 25, 30 million research articles on PubMed. It's all there. So I look on PubMed, and so should you. Okay, I'm not going to be the guy giving you the research. Okay, now last thing is educating Dr. Schmidt. So if you have something really cool you want to teach me, chances are I already know it. And I don't want to hear about chemtrails or the Illuminati or the deep state in our federal government. Like, I read this stuff all the time anyways, and I know as much as I want to know. And if I wanted more information, I'd have a website on these theories, or on, the conspiracy theories and they often turn out to be true. But don't teach me that kind of stuff, because I already know as much as I want to know. But if you know some physiology or something new about ketosis or fasting that you would like to share, you could put it there in the YouTube comment section so that I'll look at it and then other people can look at it too. We want to stick very closely to clinical stuff and new information as it comes out. So, and I do learn from YouTube comments. I really appreciate it, and they've taken me into other avenues that I didn't know from before. And I study almost every single day. And so the more information I get, the more everything makes sense. So I want to read a quote, and it comes from this book, A Cancer Therapy by Max Gerson, 1958. And he quotes a guy, researcher or physician named Little. And this is what Little says: "The cancer problem will not be solved by specialists, rather by a practitioner." And then Gerson chimes in and he says, "This means by a physician who constantly observes the whole body and tries to help the entire system. The practitioner is not so much burdened with an immense literature on special cancer fields and is more open to reasonable argumentation." So I want to say that, like, the more information that we get, like, as a big picture whole, the better off we all are, as opposed to, like, zeroing in on one research item that's pedantic. Pedantic means it's a small thing blown up into a big thing. Okay, now occasionally there's big things that are very succinctly and concisely stated, and it's not pedantic, even though it's one sentence. Like, for example, the sentence, ketones are toxic to cancer cells. That's a true statement in the research by a researcher named Poff. That's not pedantic, that's a big deal. But what I'm saying is, like, we don't want to get overwhelmed by one piece of research or one study when we have this whole big picture we need to look into when it comes to applying clinical information to you. All right, so I hope this was helpful. It was actually fun for me to say, and it's kind of a relief, because I know if you know this information and you work with me, it'll make both of our lives much easier. All right, thanks.